Welcome back to the Gritworks podcast, where we talk about real estate, strategy, and the mindset that fuels success. My name is Derek, and today we're going to dive into probably one of my most favorite topics, and interesting how it plays into the space of real estate. It's one of the most transformative tools that's ever been released. It got wild traction last year and this year, and that's AI. If you've been wondering how to use artificial intelligence to streamline your business, better serve your clients, and even free up some of your time, I can promise you that this episode is for you. We're going to break down the AI tools that are changing the game, at least right now, in my opinion, and how you can implement them today and why they're going to give you an edge in 2025 and beyond. We're not going to dive super deep into them. I think we could probably do that in some following episodes, but we're really going to go through maybe 5 AI tools and some use cases around them so that you can have a better edge against other agents in your marketplace. So what are the tools that we're going to focus on today? Of course, we're going to focus on ChatGPT. We're going to talk about a new large language model called Perplexity. We're going to talk about 11 Labs, Descript, SuperHuman, and then we're also going to talk a little bit about generative AI as well. Each one of them has its own strengths, and I'm going to show you how they can fit into your workflow to help you work smarter and not harder. So let's start with the big picture. AI isn't the future. It's really the present right now. I know a lot of different tools and companies are coming out with their version of AI, like Spotify released the AI DJ this past year. Apple just released Apple Intelligence. Every single company over the next, I would say 6 to 18 months, is going to release their version of AI. And they're probably going to charge for it. And what you have to figure out is what's going to be the most effective tool to help you in what you're struggling with the most. The way that I'm looking at AI is, how can I, with AI, get some of my time back that matters to me the most? Let's start with the big picture. AI is in the future. It's the present. It's already here. It's making waves in every industry, real estate included. The agents who embrace it now aren't just going to keep up. They're going to start pulling ahead of the rest of the pack. They're going to start lengthening their stride and start going faster, stronger. They're going to have more presence in the market because they're embracing the changes that are happening today. Every single company is going to create their own version of an AI or an AI helper tool solution over the next, I would argue, 6 to 18 months. Most companies have already started working on it. We've seen Spotify with their AI DJ, Apple Intelligence releasing from Apple. A lot of email companies creating AI tools, ChatGPT creating massive ways and research and having the ability to look things up. So I would say that most companies are going to have some sort of AI integrated into themselves. You jump onto most websites now and you go to the little chat in the bottom right-hand corner, you're probably going to be talking to an AI. And so AI isn't the future. It is literally the present right now. So we have to embrace that. But I think the elephant in the room, and one of the reasons why most agents are scared or resistant or they're not so sure about this evolution of AI, is because they believe it's going to replace them. It's not here to take your job. I can promise you that. It's here to enhance your job. AI is a tool. It's a powerful tool that can help you on focusing on what you do best. And what I believe we do best as real estate agents, you and I, the listener that's listening, is building relationships, understanding client needs, and closing deals. Like, at the core of what we do, that is what we do. So if we can have AI, which is a tool that can support us in doing those 3 things, building relationships, understanding client needs, and closing deals, then we should be all in on allowing that new tool to help what we do in our workflow. So if I was an agent that was kind of scared or resistant to the idea of AI, it's here. So whether you use it or not is up to you. I would argue that if you do not use it, you are slowly falling behind the curve. But you should be thinking of AI as your assistant that can handle a lot of things for you. It can handle repetitive tasks. It can improve the quality of your communication. It can even help you market your business more effectively. And the best time is it allows you to free up your time for the things that you do at a higher level that is bigger money-making activities, which is building client relationships, understanding those needs, and closing deals. So let's kick things off with ChatGPT. You've probably heard of it. It's been making headlines over the past year or so. But let me show you how it's more than just a content generator. ChatGPT can actually help you improve how you communicate with your clients. So imagine this. You can upload a transcript of a recent phone call with a potential client. Most CRMs record phone conversations. Apple, if you're on an iPhone, now has the ability to record a phone call, and you will get that phone call as an audio file. You can take that phone call and convert that to a transcript where you have you talking and the client talking. And in most CRMs, when they give you the transcript or the recorded phone call, they will split who's talking, like client is talking or the agent is talking. So what if you uploaded that transcript into ChatGPT and started asking it questions about how the conversation went? So I think a lot of reasons why agents are fearful of making calls is because they are very inconsistent at what they say. But ChatGPT can help you analyze what you're saying. You can compare it to an ideal script. So let's say you upload the transcript. You can also upload a script that you're supposed to be following, and then you can ask ChatGPT for feedback. So compare the actual transcript to the script that we're supposed to be following and ask it where you went off track, where you struggled, where you nailed it, what things went well, what didn't go well. Score you on a scale of 1 to 10, give you coaching feedback on how you could improve or maybe what you could say next time. What are some open-ended questions that could help you engage the consumer more? Like, the power is endless. It's not about replacing your voice, it's about refining. So you can see how ChatGPT as a coaching tool can improve the tonality, tighten up your responses, and ensure that every conversation is super impactful. And here, I would even take it a step further. So here's another way that you can use this. So as you upload your conversations, go a step further and ask ChatGPT to role play with you. If you didn't know this, if you open ChatGPT on your phone, on the bottom right-hand corner, there's an icon that looks like headphones. If you click that icon, you can start talking to ChatGPT. You can have a full-blown conversation with it. It's like talking with Siri, but it's super intelligent, and it can understand what you're talking about. So as you get coached through your scripting and how you have conversations, click the little headphone icon and say to ChatGPT, I want you to act as the consumer. Maybe you are trying to schedule a buyer consultation. So you're a buyer, and my goal as the agent is trying to schedule a buyer consultation with you based on the script that I previously uploaded. Be the buyer and help me through role-playing, nail objections, and be a better agent. Like, that's what ChatGPT can do for you. You don't have to have a role-play partner. You don't have to be fearful of what you're saying. You can practice exactly what you're saying with AI, and it can give you the feedback that you need so that you can simulate a conversation like having your personal coach on a call anytime you need it. It is fascinating. Phil Jones, the writer of Exactly What to Say, has a unbelievably famous quote that he preaches endlessly in all of his trainings, and that is, the worst time to think about the thing you're going to say is in the moment that you're going to say it. And so ChatGPT can help you become a better conversationalist by practicing your scripts and role playing so that you can become a stronger communicator. That's the first one. Next up is a new tool called Perplexity, and which I like to think as Perplexity as a personal research assistant. So where ChatGPT's large language model is kind of all-encompassing, I want you to think of Perplexity as like Google, but on steroids. So instead of wading through a ton of millions of search results, or at least pages of search results, like you search something on Google, we assume that maybe the first page is going to give us our best responses. What Perplexity does is delivers concise, well-sourced answers right out the gate. So here's why I think it's a game changer for real estate is you can ask it very specific questions about locality, and it will do the research for you and source its findings back to you. So let's say you've got a client who's considering a neighborhood, but they don't know much about it. They ask about school districts, zoning laws, or even the history. As agents, we can't dive into a lot of things like that because of the steering, but we could use Perplexity to get those answers fast for them, and we can use it as sources to be able to provide them the tools to research maybe the questions that they have. Or maybe you're preparing for a listing presentation. You want to go in armed and dangerous with the latest data on home values, inventory, and buyer demand in the specific market that you're in. And Perplexity, it can pull that information together for you in literally seconds. So you're not wasting time combing through data on the MLS. We actually tested this on our team. We have an agent that's licensed in the state of Ohio. We're located in Kentucky as well. And she was looking up trends on home appreciation and number of homes sold in the Cincinnati market area for 2024. And she found through research, it took her about 30 minutes or so on the MLS of what those statistics were. And then for fun, we asked the same question back to Perplexity just to see what it would come up with. And shockingly, it came up with the exact same answer. Literally, the percentage of appreciation was spot on. The number of homes were spot on. Like, instead of spending 30 minutes running the numbers and doing the calculations, we just asked Perplexity and it came up with the answer for us, and it was spot on, and it sourced all of the data so that we could cite back where we got the information from, and it was amazing. So staying ahead of market trends, using Perplexity to research how broader economic factors like interest rate changes or population shifts could affect the local market. You know, Perplexity is about having the right insights at your fingerprints at the right time, and it positions yourself as the market experts, and it directly correlates to the needs that they have at the given moment of time. A couple episodes ago, we talked about being the market expert. I think those agents who use tools like Perplexity could become massive market experts. So let's talk about 11 Labs. Probably the most interesting AI tool that's in the lab that we're going to talk about today. 11 Labs uses AI to create natural sounding voiceovers. We were actually playing with this morning because we just duplicated my voice inside of 11 Labs. We've been podcasting for a few months now, and so we have a lot of good voice data to upload into 11 Labs. And that's what you need. You need really, really high quality voice data to upload to the platform so that it can replicate your voice. And it's crazy how accurate it is. So how can we use this? How can an agent use this to tighten their workflow? So let's say you're creating videos for a property. You're doing an agent walkthrough, you're doing reels, and instead of spending hours going to the house, driving there and driving back, preparing your scripts, walking through the house with the videographer, recording different voiceovers so that you can splice it into Reels and YouTube and all the other platforms that we use. What if you used 11 Labs to re-record the narration to generate professional voiceovers that sound identical to you, any tone that you choose, so that you can align that voiceover right into the videos that's getting created. And now you have not only professional video, but professional voice overlaid on top of the video that sounds identical to you. Wouldn't that buy you some time back? It's unbelievable. So you don't have to go to the house anymore and record your voice to go on top of Reels. You can have your videographer go to the house, get all of the recordings that you need, and they can even type the script out that's going to go on top of the video. And within seconds, you'll have a voiceover to walk on top of the video that's created, and it will sound just like you walking through the kitchen, walking to the living room. It's phenomenal. Another great use case of 11 Labs is doing personalized audio messages. So if anybody uses like voice text, I use voice text a lot, maybe to congratulate a client, send them a happy birthday, happy anniversary, happy holidays, Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, all the different things that we say and send to our clients. What if we could personalize that audio message where the voice, you are cloned inside of 11 Labs, and with AI and automation, so maybe using a tool like Zapier or Make.com, we can upload hundreds, even thousands of names into a script, and within seconds, we're creating personalized audio messages that say, Merry Christmas, John, Merry Christmas, Susan, Merry Christmas, Jim, and we can send those audio files out to your clients, and they're hearing your voice, but it's not you recording and filming the message. How much time could that help you and buy you back in your business? What about congratulating a client for an accepted offer, or getting their home under contract, or updating them on a market change? You just have to upload the script, and the voice is personal, it's engaging, and it's super efficient. The beauty of 11 Labs is that you get to maintain that human touch because it's you. It sounds exactly like you, while leveraging the efficiency of AI and automation. You're still connecting with your clients. It's in a meaningful way. There's personalization there, but you're not spending the extra hours on production. It's just happening. The next tool I want to dive into is Descript. It's very, I think it pairs really nicely with 11 Labs. If you're creating content, and as an agent, you absolutely should be creating content. Tom Ferry has been preaching on creating content for probably the past 4 years. Descript could be your best friend. It's actually how we edit our podcast. We use Descript to edit the podcast, and it's an all-in-one tool for video editing and audio, and it's incredibly easy to use. For example, we're editing a video tour of a new listing, and we have the audio and video in there. Descript can automatically transcribe your audio, making it effortless to add captions or make quick edits. So if you flubbed a line or said something wrong, maybe you said an or a like or something like that, because Descript has the audio on one side and the video on another with your script all written down, it's just as simple as clicking inside the script and pressing backspace to erase a word or a line, and instantly it's removed from the video, it's removed from the voice. It's like editing video and audio, but it's like using Microsoft Word, if that makes sense. It's unbelievable. If you're active on social media, Descript makes it really easy to create short, engaging clips for Instagram, TikTok, LinkedIn, shorts for YouTube, and also Reels. So you can take a big long form video like what we're doing today with the podcast, and you can repurpose that longer form video into bite-sized content that keeps your audience engaged and coming back for more. Like if you look at the Reels that we're putting on Instagram and the shorts we're putting on YouTube, we're using Descript to find the most impactful moments inside the podcast, and it's splitting those up into micro clips and we're editing those micro clips to put on all of our social networks. And Descript is doing that for us. It's really enhancing the time that we're spending on editing. The next tool I want to talk about is called SuperHuman. Email can be super overwhelming. I spent probably, 5 hours over this past week just unsubscribing from email. And it can be overwhelming. And I think that's where a tool like SuperHuman can come in. It's an AI-powered email client. So like Outlook, like Spark, like Apple Mail, it's an email client that you can connect your Gmail or others into to help you organize your inbox, prioritize important message, and it can even automate your follow-ups. How many times do we get an email or consistent emails asking the same thing or having to say the same thing back to the person? SuperHuman, the email client, can help you with that. So it uses AI to sort through your emails. It flags high priority ones. It creates folders for like inquiries from potential clients so that you can follow up quickly. It sets reminders so that you don't miss an opportunity. And here's where things get really powerful. We can pair SuperHuman with ChatGPT so that way you can draft really polished client-specific email responses in seconds, cutting down the time that you spend on thinking and crafting replies. And it can even reply back to emails for you on the things that you get asked the most. So that way it can enhance your time that you spend in your email inbox. Fascinating tool. You should definitely look it up. It's called SuperHuman. One of the last things I want to talk about is this idea of generative AI. It's not a tool. Generative AI isn't a tool. It is a thing that a lot of AI providers are creating and focusing on right now. The generative AI is about creating content. So a big tool that got released this past year is inside of Photoshop. They have a generative AI tool where you can be editing a photo and circling something and typing what you want to go there. Like, let's say we take a picture and I circle the picture and say, insert the Eiffel Tower. Through generative AI, Photoshop can literally put the Eiffel Tower inside of your photo. So it's generating AI from nothing is essentially what it's doing. So with your SEO, with creating content, your brand optimization, you can be using generative AI to create keyword-specific rich blog posts, property descriptions, website copy that can help you rank higher on Google. I don't know if you've seen this yet or not, but if you search for something in Google, at the very top, you might start seeing something called Google AI Generated Response. Google is now using AI to find the most like answer for your query inside of Google, and it's going to put those at the top. And so what you could be doing right now is with ChatGPT using generative AI, you can be creating content to host on your website to not only build your brand image, but it's also feeding Google content-rich keywords, long-tail keywords, specific posts about specific topics that people search for the most, so that when people search on Google for different aspects, you will be more likely to rank higher because you're feeding Google AI content that it would rank higher than those who are not using AI to write its brand-specific content. I hope that makes sense. But it doesn't stop there. Generative AI can also help with your brand consistency. So let's say you need to write a month's worth of captions or posts for blogs. We can use AI to generate engaging on-brand content because AI learns you, and over time it will understand you more. And you can feed it content that you've created in the past and ask it to make it sound more similar. And what it'll do is it'll make sure that tone aligned with your personal branding and style, and your authenticity is still there. So let's not forget about hyperlocal content. We kind of mentioned this earlier. We need to be creating content that's hyperlocal, and ChatGPT, generative AI, can help you start doing that by going very, very hard on the hyperlocal market that you're in. So if you're located in, let's say, Chicago, you should probably be writing content about Chicago. We're in Cincinnati, Kentucky. If you look on our website, we're writing content about Cincinnati and Northern Kentucky. If you're in Dallas, you should be writing content about the Dallas-Fort Worth area. So it just lets you be hyper local into your market, and Google will index that and help promote you as an AI resource at the top of the page, the more content that you're building into your local image. So how do we bring this all together? So let's use ChatGPT to analyze client conversation, improve your scripting, practice with role play. We can turn to Perplexity for research on local market trends. We can use 11 Labs to create personalized audio for our clients, and Descript to help us edit polished videos, while SuperHuman can keep our inbox organized and on track. And we can finally leverage the tools of generative AI to produce SEO optimized blog posts and social media content to help keep our brand front and center. Doesn't that sound like a super nice way to use AI that would essentially buy you hours of time back through the week? And the result of that is now you have a streamlined workflow, creating high quality content and improving your communication without sacrificing the personal touch that sets you apart as an agent to your people that call you their agent. So here's my challenge to you. Don't try to start all of them at once. Pick one this week and try it. Maybe you upload a call to ChatGPT and start asking it for coaching feedback. Or maybe you use ChatGPT with generative AI to create SEO optimized blog post. Maybe you use Perplexity to ask about your local market. It's not here. AI is not here to overwhelm you. It's here to empower you. So the earlier you start using these tools, the sooner your business is going to grow. I can promise you that. And I think the quicker you leverage into AI, the more you're going to see how it can just radically change the way that you do business. Thanks for tuning in to GritWorks this week. If you found this episode helpful, please, please, please share it with another agent who's ready to step up their game early in 2025 on how they can leverage AI to grow their business. It's not about where you start. It's about how you grow. And over time, you can use AI to become stronger, better, faster, and go further. Thanks for tuning in today. We'll see you next week.
This episode of the GritWorks podcast is sponsored by the Caldwell Group at eXp Realty, a real estate team in Northern Kentucky and Cincinnati, Ohio. The Caldwell Group is one of the top teams in the Northern Kentucky and Cincinnati markets that strives to produce results for their clients that they're working with. Their agents are top of the line when it comes to all new technology, understanding the market, and presenting results and value to clients. So if you are in the market in the Northern Kentucky and Cincinnati area to either learn more about what your home might be worth in today's market, or just learning about the market in general and what it looks like to buy or sell in the market today, then hit us up in the comments below. We would love to reach out and talk with you more and share with you all the things that are happening inside Northern Kentucky and Cincinnati, Ohio. Thank you to the Caldwell Group for sponsoring today's episode.